Welcome back. Walking into the new year, District 2 schools participated in a fun walk. The excited faces of more than 1,600 participants made their way through a guided route in a bid to instill the benefits of health and wellness into the youth. Our camera crew was present to capture the sounds and excitement of the participants. Solange Alfred tells us more.
Excited students of District 2 made their way through the streets of Sanssouci as part of their annual fun walk to start the year off on the right foot. The students expressed their level of satisfaction with the activity and view it as a social boost and a fun way to work out.
Well, it was very fun. I loved it.
What did you learn?
Well, I learned the importance of exercise.
Do you think that this should be something that you guys do more often?
Yes, I should. Yes. Yeah, we should. Yeah.
How do you all feel after that long walk? Do you all feel tired or do you all feel energized?
No. We feel energized. Hungry. Energized. Busy and hungry.
District 2 Sports Coordinator Dyke Francis praised the activity's ability to inspire the youth to get up and get active.
Today we're having our District 2 Fun Walk. It's a health walk for the entire district. So our primary schools as well as our secondary schools are taking part just to sensitize the students about being healthy, keeping active. Basically, that's exactly what it is.
How has the feedback been from those participants?
It's been very good. You know, over the years we've been growing and growing. I think this year we're supposed to have close to 1,500 students walking.
Okay, and moving forward, is this something that you guys will continue doing?
Yes, definitely. We are going to continue it as long as we can, as long as we get the support from the ministry, from the police and the fire service. We are going to continue to as long as we can.
And how important is it to instill these values in our young children?
Well, it is very important because most of the students right now, they are more into the computers and they are moving away from sports. So we're trying to get them back into this whole sporting venture, especially this term, because this term is our sports term. So we're looking to get them active, get them fit, get them ready for sports. That's what we're looking to do.
One participating parent also shared his enthusiasm with the fun walk with Hot 7 TV.
What has been great is the District 2 educational walk, keeping the children healthy-minded, and I must say that the children were enthusiastic, they enjoyed the fun walk, and they are the future, and our future looks bright with these healthy kids, yeah? Yes. I'm happy to be here and I'll be there again.
The sounds of lively music accompanied the energetic students who started their walk from the Camille Henry Memorial School, made 2 rounds near Serenity Park and up the Cultural Center, and ended their walk back at the Camille Henry Memorial School. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Solange Alfred.
The Rotary Club of St. Lucia recently undertook its annual drive to feed the less fortunate. Over 300 meals were served by the Rotary Club, assisted by various youth groups. President of the Rotary Club, Levi Harrell, says the gesture is in keeping with the mandate of Rotary and forms part of their outreach effort.
It's very important that we do this and we have, hands-on and tactile experience with the people who we are feeding. So we serve them, the people come in, we serve them, the young people come in to assist, and so it gives the young people an appreciation of how fortunate they are, and how fortunate we are, and if not by the grace of God, how unfortunate we can be.
I'll express gratitude to the volunteers who continue to give of their time and resources to help improve the lot of others. He urges more people to come on board and donate time or resources to the organization as it endeavors to undertake an even more ambitious work program in 2020.
It's a lesson there for all of us, and it's a lesson that in St. Lucia, that there are those of us with a humanitarian heart who continuously look out to people who are less fortunate than ourselves, and we give, The other aspect to this is that we give clothes. So there are those Rotarians and people who go around the community and, get clothes and shoes, both for men and women, and also some sanitary, items like soap and toothpaste and toothbrushes and stuff like that, which we hand out as well.
The Rotary Club of St. Lucia's humanitarian work over the past half-century has dealt with poverty, food and water needs, as well as education, health, and wellness projects range from eradication of bilharzia, mobile blood banks, water storage tanks, hospital equipment, secondary and tertiary scholarships, and other community and youth work, including a mobile youth clinic. That's just to name a few. The sixth in line to the British Crown has announced that he and his wife want to take a step back from royal life and duties. The royal family is said to be hurt at the Duke and Duchess of Sussex announcement that they will step back as senior royals. BBC royal correspondent Johnny Demond was told by palace sources that Prince Harry and Meghan did not consult any royal about making their personal statement. Buckingham Palace was reportedly blindsided as talks about their future had begun but were in the very early stages. The palace said there were complicated issues to work through. We have more from the BBC.
Has no precedent in modern times. The golden couple have decided they're quitting. Why are they leaving? I think it was pretty obvious if you hung around with them as I did and followed them when they did their tours and their trips. There were great chunks of the job they simply didn't like. Harry came alive with the big crowds, but he hated the ceremonial and he couldn't bear the cameras. Meghan said she didn't want to be a voiceless figurehead, but in fact, whenever she spoke up, she got criticised for it. There was just too much about being a frontline royal they don't like. What their role will be, whether they'll have titles, whether they will be seen as full-time members of the royal family, all up in the air. Just after I finished recording that last bit, reactions started to come out of the palace. There's a formal reaction, which itself is quite astonishing because it talks about the palace on one side and the couple on the other. Multiple sources at the palace have told the BBC that no members of the royal family were consulted about this by Harry and Meghan. There is talk of disappointment. There is talk of senior members of the royal family being hurt by the statement. And the openness about that emotion and the openness about a division between the palace and between Harry and Meghan is breathtaking, absolutely breathtaking. Normally they try and hold everything together, you paper over the cracks. That is not happening now. It's very clear the palace is very upset about what's happened and that effectively Harry and Meghan are already independent of the rest of the palace machine, independent of the royal family.
In their statement on Wednesday, Harry and Meghan said they made the decision after many months of reflection and internal discussions. Meghan is American, but The Sun, which broke the story on Wednesday, was firm in its speculation that Canada is their likely destination. Meghan lived and worked in Toronto for 7 years during her time starring in the popular U.S. legal drama Suits. The couple have just returned after a 6-week break from royal duties, which they spent in Canada with their 8-month-old son, Archie. After returning to the UK on Tuesday, Harry, 35, and Meghan, 38, visited Canada's High Commission in London to thank the country for hosting them and said the warmth and hospitality they received was unbelievable. Iran appears to be standing down. That's according to U.S. President Donald Trump in an address on Wednesday morning. He announced new sanctions but said the U.S. was ready to embrace peace. Trump's remarks came the morning after Iran fired 22 missiles at 2 military bases in Iraq housing U.S. troops. The missiles were fired in response to last week's American drone strike that killed Qasem Soleimani, commander of Iran's elite security and intelligence forces. U.S. President Donald Trump said he should have been terminated long ago. Iraqi officials said there were no casualties after Iran's retaliatory strikes, and the Iranian foreign minister said Wednesday that his country had concluded its attacks on American forces and did not seek escalation of war. Now, the U.S. media is reporting that Iran mistakenly shot down the Ukrainian plane that crashed on Wednesday near Tehran with 176 people on board. CBS reported that U.S. officials believe the Ukrainian International Airlines Boeing 737-800 was hit by a missile. Ukraine earlier said it was examining whether a missile strike brought down the aircraft, but Iran ruled this out. The crash came just hours after Iran carried out missile strikes on 2 air bases housing U.S. forces in Iraq. CBS News, quoting U.S. intelligence, said a satellite detected infrared blips of 2 missile launches, followed by another blip of an explosion. This is the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Stay with us. Sports and weather are coming up next.